Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Speeding?
No, it's because your intro sucks. Please step out onto the curbside.
Welcome back to another week of the Curbside podcast, the first episode of 2020. Sorry about our sudden break during December, but holidays and stuff came up. So we were gone. Anyway, I am Jeffrey. I am a Taiwanese American. I drive a 2004 Honda S2000, and I am your fellow Southern Californian person. Yeah.
Jeffrey, what's up, boys? Happy New Year to everybody here. My name's Parth, Northern California. Drive a 2016 M3. 2020 is here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Andrew.
You too, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm Andrew. Glad to be back. Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Yo,
All right,
Andrew, what do you
that's it.
drive, bro? Because, I've never met you before.
Oh, yeah, I drive a pretty sweet, perfectly stanced Subaru BRZ.
Damn, perfectly
2015.
stance?
Perfect stance.
That's
Perfect
quite
fitment.
the claim, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You know what? You guys gotta have to judge that. Andrew, you're gonna have to post a picture of that on an Instagram account, okay?
Perfectly
All right,
stance with the caption that, all right?
And then we'll see how the audience reacts.
Yep, I'll post it on the Curbside podcast podcast Instagram, and also plug my own, so go follow.
Everyone go do that and let them know how perfectly stanced his BRZ is. Anyways, guys, so since it is the new year, and we didn't get to film a end of the year record an end of the year episode. Well, we did record, I just never edit it. But we don't talk about that.
You just talked about it.
Shh.
All right.
So since we didn't record an end of the year episode, I wanted to start off with a topic that we might have covered in a non-existent end of the year episode, and that is, what were our favorite cars of 2019?
Yes, a little bit of reflection time.
So how about Andrew? You start us off. What were your favorite releases of 2019?
Well, right off the bat, I think one car that made major headlines was the Toyota Supra, Mark V Supra.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think it was just big news, and it was, a long time coming for Toyota to finally come out with the next generation Supra, and I don't think they let the fans down.
Yeah, but it did have a pretty rough patch getting there, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people at first were like, what the heck is this? This isn't a Supra, blah, blah, blah.
Let's
make our BMW. Dude, my favorite description of that car, when it first came out and the first photos came out, was somebody said it looks like a melted RX-8. I'm like, dude, that's so true. It looks like an RX-8 literally melted. Spent a little too much time in the sun.
Yeah, you cannot take a good picture of that car for some reason.
I would tend to have disagreed with you, been like, no, dude, just an ugly car. And then I saw one today for the first time. And
gorgeous.
Yeah, that, it actually looks really nice. It caught my eye on the road, and it was on a busy street. So just the fact that it caught my eye, I was like, oh shit, is that the new Supra? That's the first time I've seen it in person. It actually looks really nice, dude.
Oh, yeah. I saw them at the auto shows, and I was like, ooh, why does it look so nice here but not on pictures? I was like, I'm an expert photographer. I could take a great picture of this. I took a picture of it. I was like, nah. It still doesn't look
legit,
very
actually. Expert photographer. I looked at the photo you posted on Instagram. I'm like, it looks like the same other photos that I've seen. It is so really weird. One of those cars that you actually have to see in person. That's not a lie. I think the problem is it looks too small in photos. It looks like weird proportions, but then in real life you're like, oh, dude, that's actually good size. The proportions are actually pretty nice.
Well, other than the looks of it, what did you think about the overall car, Andrew?
Actually, I was watching a couple videos of people that owned them, there's actually a lot of like really cool features. Like it's a super modern car. Like aside like performance aside, it has like the lane assist. You could like cruise control with like distance. It keeps like the distance in front of you and all that stuff. I sat in one at the LA Auto Show when we went and didn't feel like a Toyota. But it had
the interior
badge,
is just a pure BMW is what it is.
So it felt great.
It didn't feel like a Toyota, so it felt fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Quality interior.
It's a worthy of, what's the price tag on it?
$49,990.
What did you guys think about the whole like controversy? It's a BMW, it's not a full Toyota.
I mean, I don't see that as a bad thing personally. Like you said, the interior is pretty nice. It doesn't feel like a Toyota, and that's the positive from it not being a full Toyota. And I don't think this car would have came out if it wasn't for BMW like being involved. Because I feel like Toyota just was like, yeah, we're not gonna do anything fun anymore. And BMW's like, come on, man, come on, like do something fun, come join us, bro. You know?
Yeah, and I don't think maybe Toyota might not have like the technology or like the knowledge of how to make a good like turbo 6-cylinder anymore.
Yeah, because what the last turbo straight six they had was the Supra.
Yeah, it was, yes, the 2JZ.
Yeah, maybe, or like They had it in like the IS300 and all that, but you know, same engine.
I think they've nailed the basic components of a Supra. Big long hood with a straight six engine in it, rear wheel drive, and Toyota badge. You know, that's all you really need.
I would argue that if they really nailed like this whole Supra thing of it, is if in a few years I see like 2,000 horsepower Supras. That's when I think they'll have nailed it. And for like 2,000 horsepower Supra for like 15 grand. Like that's when they'll have goddamn nailed it.
Yeah, but I mean that requires another 2JZ because it's just that drivetrain was too fantastic. Toyota didn't sell you a fast car. They just sold you the potential.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A really strong car.
To be honest, dude, I think people will appreciate and like the Supra more in a few years. If like people like, you know, like the old one, if they start, you know, modding it and doing stuff to it, then it'll be like, oh shit, yeah, dude, Supra's sick. I want a Supra.
My favorite fact about the new Supra was that Toyota's actually underrating it.
Well, you know why? Because they're working with BMW, dude. That's what BMW does for a fucking living. They lie. That's literally what they do. They lie.
BMW always undercuts its horsepower on its engines for some reason.
Yeah, they just like lying. It's just stupid. Like every single car, especially in the M division, every single car is derated. Yeah, we're 414 horsepower on the M3. If we could put on a dyno, the thing's making 450. Like, how does that make any sense?
I think what's the Supra rated at right now?
335.
Yeah, 335, and that's what usually to the crank is where it's rated. People have put that thing on a dyno. It's making 345 to the wheels.
See, yeah, that's an easy 70 horsepower lie.
They just want to surprise you.
Yeah. They're selling you again potential.
No, it's not the potential that's selling you. They're selling you 335 that feels really fast. Because it's not actually 335. Yeah, bro, I only have 335 horsepower on this, but it feels pretty damn quick. Oh, dude, that's sick, man. No, it's just because they actually fucking lied and it's not 335 horsepower.
Yeah, it's like 375, but it feels slow. No. It's 335, but it feels fast.
Exactly, dude. See, you always undercut your own shit, so it feels better.
What about you, Parth?
To be honest, like, nothing. I mean, besides, like, the typical, like, the Supra and the Corvette and all that stuff, but, like...
the Corvette. The C8 Corvette. That's another car that had a really tough upbringing. Well, not really tough upbringing.
Did it? No, I feel like that had a better response than the Supra.
It did have a better response, but I feel like it's also a mixed bag review.
Is it? I've always seen good things about it.
Yeah, but I think the fan base for the Corvettes is kind of similar to like the Supras. The purists will be like, and then the new people will be like,
yeah, because like personally, when I came,
yeah, that's how they're gonna sound like at the dealerships.
When the Corvette came out, I wasn't like, I was like.
But that's because you're not a Corvette purist.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, purists hate change.
Yeah, exactly.
If you change like the door handle by like 2 centimeters, a riot's gonna start. That's why the 911 looks the same since it came out. Dude,
911 purists are the freaking worst, bro. Don't even get me started on 911 purists. Every generation they have something to fucking complain about, and then they love it like 2 years later, and then they complain about another change that happens again. It's just a never-ending cycle with those guys. Air cooled? How can you make an air cooled water cooled? water cooler. How can you make a hydraulic steering, electric steering? How can you make the 6-cylinder into a 4-cylinder turbo? You don't hear anybody complaining about that shit anymore, do you? But Porsche's gonna do something else in the next year or two. It's gonna piss them off again.
But yeah, what did you guys think about the C8 Corvette?
I think it's cool.
I like it.
Hasn't it been it's been a long time coming for that too. They've had concepts for that shit since like the 60s.
Seriously.
Yeah, now is the time. Also, for how much? $49,995.
Yeah,
Really?
dude.
$59,995.
No, 59. Yeah.
$59,995. But man, that thing's a V8 powered supercar at this point.
It's literally a budget Ferrari. And I think that's fantastic because America does really have no competitor to good European sports cars except for Corvette. It's always been Corvette competing against those guys. And now with the mid-engine car, I feel like, okay, yeah, it's actually a true competitor with the Americanness of not having it, cost like your firstborn child. So that's what I think is fantastic about the Corvette. And I think it looks good.
Oh, it looks really good. I think it still looks like a Corvette. I saw this somewhere earlier this week. It's actually faster to 60 than a Ford GT.
No freaking way.
Wait, the new Ford GT?
Yeah.
No way.
It's by like 1/10 of a second, but yeah.
Really?
Is that crazy?
But see, the Ford GT is like, if you actually look at the Ford GT, like kind of to tangent off real quick, it's not meant for like straight line. Everything of that car is meant for going around a track as fast as freaking possible.
But that's not the point. The Ford GT is a quarter of the price.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
Wait, no, like what? Ford GT is $600,000. You got a C8 Corvette for 60 for a tenth of the price. You sniped one off the line.
For the longest time, it was that front engine layout that kind of made it not a competitor to Ferrari and Lamborghini and whatnot.
Yeah.
But now that the engine's in the middle,
Now they can do some real sports car shit with that.
any other cars you liked from the year?
I got one, and you showed it to me, Jeff.
Oh yeah, what was it?
The Flying Spur, bro. This Flying Spur, dude. Like, I remember when you first showed it to me, I was like, that's probably one of the best looking big sedans I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because it shocked me because most of the time the Flying Spur looks like an ugly stretched Continental GT, but
Which I didn't used to like the Continental GT until one day I woke up and was like, I like it.
Oh my god, Continental GT is whatever, but I'm looking at the Flying Spur. I've never looked at it, so I looked it up right now. Sheesh.
It looks good, dude.
Dude, in this green color.
Yeah, I wanted it. If I ever get a chance to own a car like this, I want it in a green color like that.
if you want Parth to have this Flying Spur, please listen to our podcast
Or sponsor it.
or sponsor it. Exactly.
How much does this cost? That's how much we need.
Let's see, $214,000. Then you have to sacrifice probably like 10 to 12 cows.
Yeah. So if somebody could sponsor a show for about $250, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Imagine
we'll
how
cover the cows.
that's how your car is made. You have to bring your own cow for the leather.
You know what's funny? Like an expensive car company, if they did that shit, people would actually do it. There would be people in the world that bring their own fucking cow. Can you slaughter this one, please? I like how it looks.
Yeah, I want this section of the thigh.
Want some wood in your dash? Go cut down a tree.
Speaking of very random cars that we liked, Jeffrey, the Subaru Outback.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, the
You
new
know,
generation Subaru Outback.
I don't know what it was about this one, but
That shit hit different.
yeah.
Is it considered the 2020 model year? Because I'm looking at the photo. Why is this special?
They brought the XT back. I don't know what it is, but the facelift looks awesome.
I know. Is it a facelift or a redesign? But it looks fantastic. Like you look at it versus the old one, it's like it looks the same, but it's just better.
I think it looks the same.
No man, you gotta
Bro,
go
it looks
get
like
some.
a regular Subaru, bro.
No, you gotta go get some glasses.
I'm wearing my glasses right now, actually.
You gotta go get some LASIK.
Okay.
You gotta look at it carefully.
Yeah, dude, you're tripping. This Onyx edition.
I'm not with you on this one, Chiefs.
That's okay.
Well, that doesn't matter.
That's okay.
Our car's attainable. Good luck with your Flying Spur.
That's true, dude. Bring my Bentley Flying Spur, bro. How am I gonna get that shit?
I'm gonna
I
get
wish
my
I had the
Outback
same
this year.
attraction towards this car as you guys do for the fucking, what is it, Subaru Outback?
Either you guys, you could spend the same amount of money and sponsor Parth's Flying Spur, or buy us like 4 Outbacks.
I'll just sell the Outback and donate it towards our show, bro.
Moving on from cars that were our favorites of this year. Let's talk about this, okay? Whether or not we like them or not, what do you think was the most influential car that caused the most buzz, that made the most like change and difference or whatnot in 2019?
Fucking Tesla.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're talking Buzz, Cybertruck.
Yep.
Yeah, Buzz
agree.
definitely goes to Cybertruck, bro.
Yep.
No matter how much I hate it, it was influential in that sense.
Yeah. When it came out, every single news story covered it. Every freaking tech YouTuber pretty much covered it. The glass broke, so even more people covered it.
Yeah.
I bet that was on purpose.
For me, the award goes to that Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Why is that? I wasn't on the episode where you guys shitted on it, but now you guys get to praise it. Why is it the most influential?
Because it's
It's
so
just-
ugly that everyone
It's
had
not
to
a,
look
it's
at.
not it's not a fucking car. It's just like something
exactly.
that, came out of
Exactly.
the sludge.
Everyone was like, Tesla's gonna release a car, and then they released a brick, and it's like, that's a new story.
Yeah.
That we need to cover.
It's like if you make something just some completely unexpected, no matter how it actually looks like, because it does look like a piece of shit, but it doesn't look like anything that's ever come out before. So that's why everybody loves it.
I guess. But I'm saying, like, how's it influential? I know there's, like, hype around it, but, like, what does this mean for the future of cars?
That motherfuckers can come out with dumbass looking shit,
Oh
and everybody's
my.
gonna love it. And that goes.
That's actually that's what
influential.
scares me about this car, because it's been so influential. I'm afraid all our future cars are just gonna look like unrendered squares.
Look at BMW with their stupid kidney grills. You guys talked about this shit the last episode when I wasn't here. That shit looks dog shit. And like you said, when it comes out, people are gonna buy it and accept it. Have a higher standard for yourself, people. Hold these companies accountable. Tell them they suck.
I don't know, Andrew. What makes you think this is an influential car?
Well, I like it. I don't care if it's,
I like it.
I don't care if it's influential or not. I like it. I think it's cool.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to not the most influential car of the year, but since we are closing out, well, we have already closed out 2019. We are in a new decade. So what do you think the most influential car of the past decade was?
Tesla.
Yeah, hands down. No question.
And I hate that.
Why do you guys think so, though?
It brought technology that was like kind of space age just 10 years
Yeah.
ago to like literally the everyman can have it.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like shit. It doesn't look like a plastic Lego car on fucking bicycle wheels.
Like the motto of the fucking Cybertruck.
You mean the Cybertruck, right?
But no.
Andrew's description for the Cybertruck is what he just said, ladies and gentlemen.
No, the Cybertruck doesn't look like a plastic piece of shit. It looks strong. Like it'll ram through this thing.
The windows broke. The windows broke. What do you mean it looks strong?
Parth, the windows on your M3 will break if I throw a lead ball
Yeah,
on
but
it.
I'm
too.
not claiming for them to be bulletproof, or BMW isn't claiming, I mean.
Why do they need to be bulletproof?
Who
Like,
knows,
unless
dude?
you're going to war, like, why does your pickup truck need to be bulletproof?
Because Tesla.
Before the Model 3, right? Before the Model 3, the Model S was out. And that was a nice looking, fast, long range electric car.
But it was expensive.
Yeah, like when you saw one, you were still like, ooh, whoa.
He's got
like
money.
that's
Yeah.
But like when the Model 3 came out,
It was like, oh, I can buy that.
yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tesla itself has pushed the industry to a point that I don't think any car company has since forever.
Yeah, they've driven this entire EV market. Like people have to compete with them now.
That's why companies like freaking Rivian, which, we like, are coming out. It's like, I don't think companies like that would have come out if it weren't for Tesla. So it has disrupted, like, as much as I hate the brand Tesla and more I hate the people who buy them, it's still something that you have to acknowledge it's amazing what it's done.
So I just want to put this out there. We have a spectrum of Tesla fan base in our podcast here. Parth hates Tesla.
I hate it.
I have a love-hate relationship with Tesla. I like the Model 3. Andrew loves Tesla.
I like Tesla.
So we cover the entire basis. So we know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm not like a Tesla fanboy because I don't have one, but I like what they do. I think it's cool.
Until he buys a Tesla, and then he becomes one of those fanboys,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Like, what is that, gasoline?
Did you did you reserve your Cybertruck, bro, Andrew? Get one, bro. I think you should.
I know.
It's $100, man. $100 refundable.
Honestly, just get one so I can see it. Like, honestly.
All right.
You want to see it?
I just want to see it. Like, I want, as much as I hate it, I still want to see it, you know? Like, how it looks like.
Parth, you'll see him. We live in the Bay Area. Come on.
That's hella true.
So, speaking of which, okay, guys, in terms of the future of cars, in terms of 2020, we have cars that we look forward to coming out this year, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Before the show, we prepared this list that we want to talk about. I'm looking at it. 3 out of the 4 are electric cars. So I'll start off with mine. The cars that I want to come out the most is the Rivian R1T. That's coming out this year.
Oh, I didn't know, dude. I would have never guessed that from you, Jeff.
What? I don't talk about it enough?
No, I've never heard you talk about Rivian.
Did you guys see over like the Christmas, they released a video of the Rivian doing what is called a tank turn.
You sent it to us.
Yeah, it was a donut within its own wheelbase, basically.
I mean, that's pretty sick.
It has 4 motors. It could spin all of the motors in some weird direction just to make it do basically a 180 turn. And my favorite comment on the YouTube video, I think it said, imagine honking at a Rivian and it turns 180 to face you. And then my other car that I'm looking forward to coming out this year is, of course, the Defender. I think I talked about that plenty too. But what about you guys? What are you guys looking forward to?
Well, we just talked about this one, the Mach-E.
The Mach-E.
The Mustang Mach-E.
I actually kind of like it too.
Yeah, well, how do you guys feel about them putting Mustang branding on it?
I think they fucked up with that.
Really?
I think it's a good idea for marketing,
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, yeah. From marketing's perspective, yeah, that was a great idea.
It's
Heritage?
not a Mustang.
Yeah. I was like, say, heritage-wise, no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But if they didn't put Mustang on it,
They would have sold none.
yeah, exactly. It would have been another Chevy Bolt.
Yeah.
Or a Nissan Leaf.
They could have just
but yeah.
made it the Ford Escape.
Oh, God. But really looking forward to that one, especially in that, like, blue color. Ooh. And then another one, which I don't actually know a whole lot about, but that Lotus, Evija.
I haven't even heard of this.
Of the Evija? The Lotus Evija? Lotus Evija is Lotus's upcoming 2,000 horsepower electric supercar, hypercar.
Wait, Jeff, did we talk about this?
I think we might have, yeah. I think we did do it.
Was this the one that I said that it looks like a Valkyrie? The
Yes.
Aston Martin Valkyrie?
Yeah.
I think it looks like a baby LaFerrari.
Dude, I think it looks amazing.
It looks fantastic.
But,
and
yeah.
I think it would be something good for Lotus to put them back on the map.
Yeah, they've
because-
been dead for a while.
Because I feel like the thing with Lotus is like they're making good cars, but they weren't making any like flashy cars. You know, something that captures people's attention.
Yeah, and they used what? They used They used retuned Toyota engines.
Legit Camry engines. Yeah.
Yeah. Parth, did you have any?
Dude,
cars
I've
you're looking
been
forward
talking about my most look forward to car in 2020, bro.
What is it?
I've been talking, dude.
What's the bin talking about?
Dude, the 2020 Charger Hellcat wide body, bro.
Oh my god.
Bro, the Hellcat wide body SRT is the new M division, bro. And I said this shit to my friend and he got hella mad at me. And he doesn't even care about BMW. I said that to him, he got actually like visibly upset at me. Like he's like, dude, don't say that shit. I'm like, bro.
This is like you're comparing like a caveman with a club to like Conor McGregor.
We were once cavemen too. We were once. Look where we have come from being.
Okay,
cavemen
but why
with
do you
clubs.
want to go back tens of thousands of years?
BMW is M division is sleeping and SRT's on the come up, bro. I'm telling you. Look at the shit that they're doing with the new M3, M4 with the big ass kidney grills. If this is consumer advice right here. If you're looking to buy a new M3 or M4 in the next 2 to 3 years, don't buy M, buy Dodge, and buy a Hellcat. Buy SRT. Because that is what the M division used to be. And SRT doesn't lie to you, too. 707 horsepower is actually 707. You know? So you're going to get a company that's not lying to you from, you know, the beginning. 5 years from now, everybody's going to want SRT. And Hellcat's going to be $150,000.
Yeah. They're also going to start wearing trucker hats and dip chewing tobacco.
We'll talk about that some other time. Guys, are you ready to go on to our sponsored break?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome to our sponsored break, the first payday of the year. No, I guess. What's our sponsor, guys?
Yeah, I'm actually here this time, Jeff, so you don't have to guess.
Oh yes, exactly. I just said something about it the last episode.
You actually, I was listening to it later. You actually did pretty good. Like, I think you were like one word off. All right, so our sponsor this episode, as the other previous episodes, has Sapien. Sapien is a blockchain-based social network that rewards users for high-quality content with cryptocurrency. You can sign up today at www.sapien.network to start earning today cryptocurrency through social media. Easy money. Let's get it done. That's it.
Wasn't that what I said? Right?
Yeah, so you did. I'm not lying. You actually did a pretty good job without having the thing in front of you. Like, I think you were off by a word or two.
As always, our show is sponsored by ourselves. You can find us at thecurbsidepodcast.com. And if you want to sponsor and help out our show, which would be much appreciated, you could go where, Andrew? What can they do?
They can go on the Instagrams.
Uh-huh.
They can go on the Facebooks.
Uh-huh.
They can go on the YouTube.
Uh-huh.
All you have to do is type in Curbside Podcast and will more than likely pop up.
Yeah, honestly, just put it in Google and you'll find all of our things there.
Yeah. And then if you want more details on how to sponsor our show, please email us at thecurbsidepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
And with that, shall we get back to the news?
Yeah.
The news.
News.
Now that we got you loose, I can hear the birds waking early to say.
All right, guys, back to the news. And to start off this week's news section, I need silence.
You step into a world where gasoline is no longer, where every single car starts to show up at CES because they're now electronic products. You have just entered the EV zone.
Welcome to the EV Zone, the part of the show where we just talk about EVs, cars that are made of electricity. No, that's not right. Cars that
are made of electricity. Hell yeah, dude.
They zap you from one place to the other.
And Park, you requested that we do an EV Zone. So what do you have to open us up with?
There's a lot of EV news this time, and I don't know why. Maybe it's a new year, new EV. Who knows? Start off. There's a company called Lucid Air, which is going to be debuting their $60,000 400-mile electric sedan in April.
I've actually heard of Lucid before. Lucid,
I have too.
It has been around for quite a long time. They just haven't gone into production.
I've never heard about them, so this is the first time I'm hearing about them. Yeah, and I'm looking at their concept photo or whatever the shit it is. It looks nice, actually.
I think their philosophy was, you remember how at the beginning Tesla didn't have the greatest of interiors and yet they costed like $80,000 and whatnot? I think Lucid's vision is to actually make luxury electric cars.
So it's the SRT. Oh, wait, never mind. You said luxury. The reason why I was going to say that was that it starts at 60,000, and 400-mile range. And they're saying a top speed of 200 miles per hour and 0 to 60 of 2.5 seconds. That literally sounds like the SRT of the freaking electric car industry because it has the performance of what? A P100 for 60,000, which is a lot cheaper.
Really? That's the 60,000 one?
Yeah, that's the one that starts at 60,000. Actually, it says starts at 60. Who knows how much it goes up to? And then they give these numbers. But if the $60,000 one comes out, it's the SRT of the EV world, bro.
So one of I think the top of the line fancy pants options is they have these seats in the back that recline, and because there's no drivetrain back there, they basically almost recline flat
all the way down
into a
a business class seat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
Whoa.
Yeah, you almost recline into the trunk basically.
Ooh. So what's the size of the sedan supposed to be? Like a 7 Series kind of thing, or like what?
I don't know.
It looks
is it supposed to be a big sedan? Yeah, it looks big. Yeah.
So that back seat is, you could have a third row if you wanted to, if the seats didn't recline so far.
Because I mean, I don't know, are electric cars just going to change what we have in terms of classes of cars? Because The Model S was supposed to be like a 5 Series competitor, but that thing's huge.
So apparently with this car, the one that they're about to debut, they have to first finish the construction of its factory in Arizona. And while that's going on, I guess it's a Silicon Valley headquartered company. I mean, of course, why not? The company is currently building 80 beta versions that they say are 95% production ready. So they're trying to get that done before their April unveiling. So they're pretty serious about this stuff.
Speaking of like how you brought up like how electric cars might create like new like classes of cars and stuff. Have you guys looked at like the Polestar 2?
Oh,
No.
What the heck is that?
The Polestar
Like, it's not a
2, I don't know. It's
like it's not a sedan. It's not an SUV.
It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so strangely shaped.
I kind of like the look of it, but it's just it doesn't fall into anything that we've seen before, and that's good because we have new platforms now. We don't need to keep following the engine in front.
Wasn't Polestar supposed to be like Volvo's like specialty division?
Yeah, Polestar used to be basically BMW's M,
Yeah.
but they have now branched it off to its own brand to be the electric car brand of Volvo.
So they're not focusing on like performance type cars anymore.
Well, they are. I mean,
But they're also
first
doing
car
EV.
Just EV.
Yeah, EV.
Okay.
The first car they came out with was have you seen the Polestar 1?
Yeah, I saw that one.
It's a hybrid, so it's not completely EV, but
Yeah, but it looks awesome.
It looks
it's
really
like
good.
408 horsepower. No, actually, no, that's the Polestar 2. Oops. Polestar 1 has 619 horsepower.
Holy shit.
738 pound-feet of torque.
Could you buy this? Did it ever come out?
Yeah, it did come out. It's just expensive.
How much is it?
It comes in at a $155,000.
Damn.
For a Volvo.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, dude, for a Polestar.
Yeah.
It's a Volvo.
You got any other news in the EV section, Parth?
Yeah, I got one more thing. Jeep. So Jeep has very audacious plans for fucking their future. They want to make EVs, and a lot of them. Jeep has literally said, as many electric Jeeps as we can.
What?
That's the quote, man.
That's
Jeep
so
really
strange
wants
and
to
vague.
get into EVs, like, and not just in one line of cars. Because right now they're coming out with the Grand Cherokee, like equivalent Jeep that's electric. It's for like their Chinese subsidies, because I guess Jeeps sell really well in China. Imagine a Wrangler electric.
We need to really improve charging technology.
Would you
'cause if
still
run-
carry a jerry can with that? I just thought of that.
Yes, a jerry can full of electricity.
Yeah, like
Just a big old battery on the back.
no, like one of those.
The back is just
like,
totally sagging.
Yeah, it's like one of those. Those freaking like external phone chargers or whatever you carry around. It's
Yeah,
like that for the car, in the shape of a
Big
jerry
old
can.
backpack. Yeah. Speaking of SUVs and Jeeps making like electric SUVs, I saw a little video on, I think it was Snapchat News. There's rumors of maybe Hummer bringing back the whole Hummer series, obviously, in EV form, and that's kind of, I don't know, it seems plausible to me.
Yeah. I've always wanted the Hummer brand to come back.
Yeah.
Well, I think that actually makes a lot of sense, because what was the big joke that everyone used to say when like the old Hummers? Yeah, it takes a gallon of gas just to start up.
It goes 10 gallons to the mile.
Yeah, exactly. So like all those jokes will be gone now.
Yeah, but like at their peak, they were so popular, and I think
Yeah.
people loved the way they looked.
I loved it. That was my dream car because, as a
God.
kid, you look at it, it's just a giant toy.
Yeah,
It is.
And I don't know, it's just like it makes a lot of sense. Like the whole SUV market has blown up in the last 5 years. I think it takes up about like 50% of the entire auto market these days.
But I think they would have to step up their quality, though. Yeah, because Hummers used to be
Yeah.
Tahoes with like body shell on them.
Pretty much. I mean, they have to go back to like the H1 design,
Yes.
the original Humvee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. An electric Humvee or H1. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of the EV zone, in the intro, I did mention something about CES. CES every year is the consumer electronics show that goes on in Vegas. As the years go by, more and more car companies show up and bring cars.
Electronic devices.
Yeah, instead of your like TVs and your phones, people have been bringing cars. And the most interesting thing to come out of that show this year in terms of cars was Sony brought out an electric car.
The hell?
No way.
Yeah, a Sony branded electric car. Now, there is no word on production for this, and people think it's only just a platform to showcase all their in-car technology that they've been developing. But if you guys look at this thing, it looks finished.
It looks like a Chinese version of Model 3.
It looks like a Chinese Lucid Air.
It looks like I think it looks like in the front it looks like a Chinese Porsche Taycan.
Just a Chinese EV.
What the hell?
But it looks like it looks like a full-on finished car. And
Hold on. To be honest, it looks like shit. I'll continue.
It looks pretty dog shit, yeah.
But if you guys look at the interior, it looks like a finished car, and it's got all this new like electric car platform thing where there's screens everywhere. And I don't know,
screens.
guys. Do you guys like the screens everywhere thing?
No.
No.
I hate the screens everywhere thing.
That's
We don't
extremely
need screens
distracting.
everywhere.
I was riding around in my friend's Model 3. To open the glove box, I had to go through 2 menus.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
So if the screen breaks, I'm like, my license and registration. Can't get it. Sorry, officer.
Yeah.
We need hard buttons for
Buttons.
volume, AC, and seat heaters.
Oh, if you want
That's all
buttons,
I
go
ask.
get a Porsche.
No,
They
they're
got- they
doing
got-
it too.
Oh yeah, in the Taycan. I was
Yeah.
just talking like a few years ago. Porsche loved putting button for everything. They had like 50 fucking buttons on their center console.
Yeah, they went from all the buttons to none of the buttons.
If you want buttons, get an 86. There's a button for everything.
Speaking of which, 86, you had news on the 86, didn't you?
I do, but it's not technically EV zone, but it's cool car news zone.
Yeah, we'll move out of the EV zone now. We're done with
All
the
right.
EV zone. Screw EVs.
So, yeah, fuck them. Well, this is like groundbreaking news for all 86 fans out there. Rumors have leaked that the second generation 86 will have a factory turbo.
Turbo!
Ooh,
Finally!
Yeah, they're saying Subaru is thinking about putting their current 2.4 turbo into the second generation 86 platform, which means 260 horsepower in an 86. Hell yeah.
Because that's the one thing it's been lacking.
And then you can actually tune it to get even more.
Yeah. But to be honest, the 86 doesn't need more power.
But
It
like,
doesn't, but it
may
does.
as well.
So it's still got to be a Toyabaru or a
Yep.
Toyota. Right?
So it's a Suboda.
Subota. I think that's one of the best collabs ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Top 10 collabs of the decade.
That changed the entire sports car market, to be
It
honest.
did. 86 totally shook up the car market, and now so many fun cars.
For a long period of time, especially from the Japanese companies, we got nothing.
Well, Andrew gave a piece of news about a car company adding a turbo, which is good news. Let me give you a piece of news about a car company removing a turbo, which is also good news. Amazing, isn't it? So Porsche, you know the new 718 like box stern Cayman that they have? It's literally, I think, a turboed 4-cylinder.
Yeah, I heard they're doing really poorly
Dude, yeah, nobody likes it.
because no one wants a 4-cylinder Porsche.
It doesn't sound good. Apparently, it doesn't drive good at all or anything. But as I said, there's a saving grace. So they, you know how Porsche comes out with the GTS before it comes out with the GT4 and all that kind of shit. So the 718 Cayman and Boxster GTS will be powered by a naturally aspirated 4-liter flat 6,
Ooh, yay.
and available only in a manual.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
This is Porsche news I like.
Yeah,
you
this
know?
is Porsche being like, all right, we kind of screwed up with most of our cars.
Yeah, we apologize. Here, take this.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's have a car that's not labeled turbo, not have a turbo, you know?
Yeah.
911. There's a turbo,
Yeah.
911 turbo, but all the cars have turbos.
All the cars have turbos, yes.
I'm so confused. A 4-liter 6-cylinder?
Yeah, 4-liter 6-cylinder. It's not the same one in like their GT series though.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say that's bigger than the GT2 RS.
Yeah. No, it's okay, this is kind of confusing. So it's a 4-liter flat 6, yeah, but it only makes 394 horsepower and 309 pound-foot of torque. I feel like they
Yeah,
could be
what?
pulling up BMW and lying, and maybe like 2 cylinders don't work. You know?
Or they're building like a Supra and making it a car with potential.
Porsche? Nah, they never make car with potential. What you get is what
everything
you get.
Factory only.
Like I think you have to take it to the freaking dealership to even get the oil change done.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen people open up the lid, the bonnet, the hood?
Yeah, it's just a
like-
piece of plastic with 2 fans.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there you go. There's the engine.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you wanted to modify something? Yeah, no.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, so I mean, this is good news. It's a 4-liter flat 6, which is fantastic because everyone hated the 4-cylinder turbo in the 718s. But I don't understand how this 4-liter flat 6 is only making 394 horsepower. Like,
Yeah, that's
they
weird.
detuned the mother shit out of that.
Which means you can tune the
Yeah,
shit out of
that's
it.
exactly what I was thinking. But the thing is, it's a naturally aspirated. So, like, this, how much can you do to a naturally aspirated, you know?
Well, isn't the GT2 RS also naturally aspirated?
But it has turbos.
So it's not naturally aspirated.
What did you say? What did I say, dude? Honestly, I don't even know what I said. What did I say? What did you say,
It
sir?
was like, isn't the GT3 RS naturally aspirated?
You said 3 RS.
Yes, but it has turbos. So
Oh,
like,
sorry. I heard 2 RS. I heard 2 RS. That's why. My bad.
I think I did say two.
Oh,
What
okay.
the hell are we saying?
The GT2 RS has turbos. GT3 RS doesn't. There we go. But it does also have a 4-liter inline 6. I mean, sorry. What the fuck did I say?
It's
6
got a
cylinder.
boxer and an inline six. It's
No,
fantastic.
dude. No, calm down, dude.
It's a naturally aspirated turbo boxer inline six.
GT2 3RS.
Yeah.
All right, guys. And with that massive confusion, that ends our show. I hope you guys are still around listening. I know we did take a break suddenly and very abruptly, but for those of you who are still listening all the way to the end, we really appreciate it. We really, we like doing this show and we like having people.
We like having listeners that, Or we're
Having
just kind of
listeners
talking
is
to
key
ourselves.
Exactly. Like we're just recording a conversation. So guys, if you like this show, please go and share with anyone you think would enjoy it, anyone who likes cars or anyone you want to educate on cars. I don't think we're very good at that, but still share it with them anyways.
Yes, the
And as
GT3
always,
2RS. Yes.
And as always, guys, you can find us at thecurbsidepodcast.com. There you can find a link to our Libsyn page, which gives you all the links to all our other platforms like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I don't know why episode 15 wasn't on Spotify, but Spotify. And then we also have a YouTube channel. Just look up the Curbside Podcast. You'll definitely find us, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll definitely find this, I think.
That's what we do best here on this show.
Yes.
Contradictory statements. But we also have an Instagram, the Curbside Podcast. We also have a Facebook page, the Curbside Podcast, and a Twitter, Curbside Pod. Am I forgetting anything?
No.
Nope.
All right. With that being said,
Happy 2020.
happy 2020. And as always, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Parth.
I'm Andrew.
And remember, drive safe. And life is too short to drive boring cars.
Later.
Bye.